video, we are going to start with a new chapter, chapter number 14, comparing quantities. Compare means you are telling which one is bigger, which one is smaller, right? Which one has more quantity, which one has less quantity. So we are going to compare quantity. What do you mean by quantity? Quantities can be, suppose I am having 10 chocolates and 5 toffees. So these are the quantities, how much chocolates I am having and how much toffees I am having. But how do we compare? We either compare by subtracting, that telling which one is more, which one is less, and the other method is the ratio. In this video, we are going to learn about ratio. What is ratio? Ratio is comparison of two or more quantities. When we are comparing two or more things like chocolates, pens and chips, if I say. So how many chocolates I am having, how many pens I am having and how many chips packets I am having. So we are going to compare them. We are going to tell the quantity of those items. This is how we are going to continue. Now say a boy is having 7 pens and 5 pencils. If there is a boy who is having this much of number of pens and this much number of pencils, how we can express it in ratio? Ratio, the symbol of ratio is colon, that means 2 dots. And these 2 dots is written in the form of, we read them as is 2. We read these 2 dots as is 2. So if I say 7 pens and 5 pencils and I have to write it, express it in the form of ratio, I will write 7 is to 5. 7 is to 5. Now, first thing was written about pens. So that is why the first digit we will write the number of pens we have. Now the next was about pencils. So the next digit we will write about number of pencils. We cannot write it in the form of 5 is to 7. So this, if we are going to write them in the form of 5 is to 7, it means that we have 5 pens. But we are having 7 pens. So the ratio is always expressed. Ratio is always expressed according to the one which is given first. So if we are given about the quantity of pens, so by expressing it in the ratio, we will write about pens only first. And then the next thing. I hope it is clear. Now next is that we can only compare two similar quantities. If I say that I went to a market and I bought 5 kg rice and 500 gram sugar. If I brought 5 kg rice and 500 gram sugar and I need to express it in the form of ratio. Rice is being bought in the quantity as kg, whereas sugar I have brought in the form of gram. How will I compare? I cannot compare kg or gram. The units should always be same while comparing. We cannot compare two different units. While comparing, the unit should always be same. So 5 kg can be converted into gram and then I can express it in the form of ratio. 5 kg is 5000 gram and then sugar I have brought 500 gram. So it will become 500. That means 5000 is to 500. One more thing you need to keep in mind is that there is no unit in ratio. As we have already converted the given quantities in the same in the same ratio, in the same, I say that in the same unit, so that means the units will be deducted from each other. There will be no unit when you are writing or when you are expressing given quantities in the form of ratio. It will be written as 5000 is to 500 only. Alright. I hope so this is clear. What is ratio? Ratio is comparison between two quantities. Next, we can compare the quantities which are having same units. You cannot compare the units, the different units. Next, there is no unit in the ratio. Now, let us do few examples so that we can understand the concept more clearly. First example is saying that express 120 and 135 as ratio in lowest terms. So 120 and 135, we need to express it in the form of ratio. So first we will write 120, then the symbol of ratio, and then we will write 135. Now see, we will read it as 120 is to 135, and this will be written as in the form of fractions, where first digit will become your numerator and the next digit will become your denominator. It will become 120 upon 135. Now, if you remember how we were reducing the fractions into lowest term by dividing them with their common factor, either we can find their HCF and we can divide that with the HCF, the numerator and denominator, and it will be reduced in its lowest term. Or the next step is you can divide them by their common factors simply. We know that 120 and 135 both are the multiples of 5. So they can be divided by 5. Let us divide it by 5. 120 divided by 5 will become 24. And 135 divided by 5 will become 27. Now, next step is you have to check by what number you have to divide 24 and 27. First, tell whether they are having any common factor. They are having 3 as their common factor. 24 and 27 both comes in the table of 3. So, we are going to divide it by 3. It will become 24 divided by 3 is 8. 27 divided by 3 is 9. So, the fraction becomes 8 upon 9. Now, see whether 8 and 9 are having any common factor. No, they don't have any common factor. They are co-prime numbers, right? So that means it has been reduced to its lowest form. Now the fraction can be written in the form of ratio, and we will write numerator is 8. So first digit will be 8. Then the symbol of ratio, that is to 9. So this the 120 is to 135. When reduced to the lowest form, it becomes 8 is to 9. I hope this is clear. Now let's come to the next example. Example number 2. It is saying find the ratio of 5 kg and 400 gram. We have to find the ratio of 5 kg and 400 gram. Now focus here and see that 5 is given in the unit kg, whereas 400 is given in the unit gram. Just now, I have informed you that while writing the numbers in the ratio, the units should be same. So this kg and gram needs to be in the same unit. We can convert kg to gram when we are comparing higher unit to lower unit. When we are converting higher to lower, we know we will multiply, and 1 kg has 1000 gram. So 5 kg will have 5000 gram. For value of many we multiply. So it becomes 5000 gram. Now we can compare. That means it will become, we can write it in the form of ratio. 5000 gram and 400 gram. So the ratio becomes 5000 is to 400. As when we are writing in ratio, there is no unit. So we don't need to write gram. We will simply write the digits. It will become 5000 is to 400. Next thing you need to keep in mind is that when you are writing in the ratio, make sure that it is always in its lowest form. We know 5000 and 400 are not in its lowest form. We need to convert them into its lowest form. So first step, convert it into fractions. It will become 5000 upon 400. Now we can cut the zeros. 50 and 4, it will is 2 and then 2. So the answer becomes 25 is to 2. I hope this is clear to you. Now let us see our next example. Example number 3. It is saying express the following in their simplest form. The ratios are given to us and we have to express them in the simplest form. A part is 1 is to 2, 1 by 2 is to 3. 1 by 2 is to 3. You can see here 1 by 2 is given in the fractional form, whereas 3 is given in the whole number. You cannot compare fraction and whole number. We can only write in the form of ratios when the given digits are in the whole number. So next step becomes 1 by 2. We can express 1 by 2 as in the form of whole number. How we can do it? What do you need to do 1 by 2? What is the LCM of 1 by 2 and 3? Just tell me. It is 1 by 2, it is 3 by 1. The LCM of 1 by 2 and 3 will be 2. Right? Now, make them equivalent numbers. That means we will multiply 1 by 2 with 2. It will become 2 ones are 2. It will become 1 into 1. Now, multiply the next number 3. As you know, when we are comparing, if you have multiplied first digit by 2, you need to multiply the other one also by 2. Otherwise, it will not be fair. That means this number is being doubled, whereas the other number is not being doubled. So, it will be in the form of wrong ratio. Alright. So, we need to multiply 3 also with 2. It will become 6. Now, the ratio becomes 1 by 2 will be in the form of 1. Answer comes 1. So it will become 1. And 3 into 2 becomes 6. So the ratio becomes 1 is to 6. Remember that when you are comparing or when you are writing the numbers in the ratio, the number should not be in the fractional form. So, what we did to reduce 1 by 2, to convert it in the form of whole number, we have multiplied it by 2. It becomes 1, and if we have multiplied first number by 2, we need to multiply the other number also by 2. So, that becomes 6. 1 is to 6. They are already in its lowest form. There is no such common factor. So, the ratio becomes 1 is to 6. Let's see the B part as well. It is saying 3 by 4 is to 5 by 6. The two again are given in the fractions. So find the LCM of the denominators. That means 4 and 6. It becomes 12. Now 3 by 4, to write it in the form of 12. What we need to multiply it by 4. Will be multiplied by 3 to make it 12. So if we are multiplying denominator, we need to multiply numerator as well. It will become 3 into 3, 9 upon 12. Next, 5 upon 6 will be multiplied by what? 6 should be multiplied by 2 to make it 12. If we are multiplying denominator, you need to multiply numerator as well. It will become 10. Now the ratio becomes 9 by 12 is to 10 by 12. Denominators are same, so we can reduce them into the lowest and it will become 1. So the ratio becomes 9 is to 10. Ratio becomes 9 is to 10. I hope it is clear. Whenever the given numbers are in the form of ratio, but they are given in fractions, you need to first convert them into the whole numbers to express them in the form of ratio. Now, let us see example number 4. It is saying that rupees 200 is divided between 2 people. Total amount is rupees 200 and it is being divided, it is being distributed among 2 people in the ratio divided in the form of ratio 2:3 among two people. That means first person has got twice and the other person has got thrice of rupees 200. Thrice part of 200 and the first person has got twice part of 200. We have to find how much each one gets. How much amount each person has got. We need to find that. Now total parts is, that means ratio is all about distribution of parts. It is being distributed into 2:3. That means the total number of parts in which the distribution has been done. That will be 2 plus 3 is equal to 5. Rupees 200 has been divided into total 5 parts. Out of 5, 2 parts are given to one person, 3 parts are given to the other person. So we can find the amount of one part. Amount for one part will be, if we know amount for 5 parts is rupees 200. So amount for one part will be, when value of many is given, we need to find value of one. We divide, that is rupees 200 divided by 5. That will become rupees 40. So if one out of 200, one part is given to any person, that will be rupees 40. But the ratio was 2:3. That means it has been the one person must have got 2 part of rupees 200. So the amount first person got will be equal to rupees 40 multiplied by 2. That is equal to rupees 80. And the amount second person got was third part of 200. That means for one part it is rupees 40. For 3 parts we need to multiply it by 3. So it will become rupees 4 into 3 is 12 and 1 0. That becomes rupees 120. So 2:3 is the ratio and rupees 200 has been divided in the ratio 2:3. So the one which has got 2 part of rupees 200 has got rupees 80, whereas the other person who has got third part of rupees 200 has got rupees 120. I hope this one is clear to you. Let us see example number 5. It says an alloy of 3 metals. What is an alloy? When you are mixing 3 or 2 or more metals and another thing is formed, that is known as alloy. That is known as alloy, where 2 or more metals are mixed together. That the metals which are mixed together are copper, iron and zinc. And they are mixed in the form of ratio, that is 3:4:5. That means 3 parts of copper, 4 parts of iron and 5 parts of zinc has been mixed according to their weight. According to their weight, they are being mixed together. And it says if the total weight of the first 2 metals, that means the first 2 metals are copper and iron and their weight is given as 133 kg. You need to find out the weight of the third metal. What is the weight of zinc? We need to find. What is given? The ratio according to the weight of the 3 metals is given to us. So it is 3:4:5. So total parts are 3 plus 4 plus 5. 3 plus 4, 7. 7 plus 5, 12. That means total parts are 12. Out of these total parts, we know the weight of first 2 parts. We know the weight because they have given the total weight of first 2 metals as 133 kg. That means 3 plus 4, we are already aware, that is 7, that is of 133 kg. That means 7 parts weigh become 19 kg. So value of one part is 19 kg. Whereas the third metal, that was zinc, was in the ratio, was how much part? 5 parts. The zinc part, the weight of zinc is 5 part. It is in the ratio of 5. 3:4:5. 3:4 we know we need to find for 5. So weight of 5 parts will become 19 kg multiplied by 5. It will become 95 kg. So the weight of third metal becomes 95 kg. What we have done, we know the ratio of all three metals. We know the weight of first two, 3:4. That means 7 parts weigh 133 kg. We found the weight of one part, and then zinc, third metal was zinc. We need to find weight of zinc. It was in 5 parts. So when we know the value of 1, we have found for the value of 5. I hope it is clear, and in the same way you can try example number 6 as well. Now try these examples, and if you face any difficulty, we can connect whenever you are coming back to the school, or through communication you can let me know. Thank you everyone. Have a great day.